Well, hello everybody, and welcome to another Tea in the Hall.
To tea in the hall, come one and come all, from Saturdays at night. There's no bacon rolls, no scones, no snowballs, and nothing to drink at all. But we will share friendship and fellowship, fun quizzes, some stories, some talk. So might you in tea and a biscuit all day, please join us for tea in the hall. Oh, the doors are shut, the church all locked up, there's nothing going on in the hall, but just the same we'll praise God's name, He doesn't change at all. So now it's time in your house and mine to answer to the call. Bring your in cup and come and sup with us, tea in the hall.
And we begin a time of fun and just relaxing together, just to give ourselves, we have to be kind to ourselves when things are difficult. And one of the ways that we can do that is just relaxing and having a laugh and enjoying some good fun and some good music. And our first selection of good music comes from Rachel Murray.
This song is Can't Help Falling in Love with You, but the words are a wee bit different. You gave your life and died for me, but I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you? As your spirit flows, healing all of me, Jesus, oh my Lord, your love will set me free. Take my heart, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. As your spirit flows, healing all of me, Jesus, oh my Lord, your love will set me free. Take my heart, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you, for I can't help falling in love with you.
Now, that was delightful, Rachel. Thank you very, very much for that. And now, to rattle our cage is Ur Budgie with a bit of a story and a bit of a poem.
Hi all, Budgie here. once again, today I'm going to tell you a tale about the Lillibun Supper. One of the Lillibun Suppers. As you ken, Jean McHarg, Big Hugh McHarg and myself arrange the suppers in the Lily. We have been doing it for, I don't ken how many years now, but every year of them went well, except for the inn, I think it was about 5 or 6 years ago. We had been using the same caterer all the time, a company for Drungen. But they told us at the supper that was the by, they were retiring and they weren't doing any more. So we put the feelers out and we get recommended this team of caterers for Cotton, or Catrin, however you want to say it. And about 6 or 7 weeks before the supper, we arranged for the lassie that was a gaffer to come up and talk to us. And she did. And she assured us that she had done burnt suppers before. She had done weddings, she had done parties, she had done funerals, everything. She had done it. So, and she looked at it, she had her briefcase and her laptop and did the notes and all the rest of it, and the menus. Oh, aye. She was going to be the bee's knees. Soon it good, but hey ho, it certainly didn't turn out good. And the following year, I was in the chair and I'd explained to the cronies that we had got a different caterer and it wasn't the same tribe for the year before, and not to panic. We were feared in case the folk wouldn't come to supper thinking it was the same caterer, but it wasn't. So I put it to the cronies on the night of the supper just what it was like the year previous, and I did it in a wee bit verse. So this is it for you, just to see how it went. If this is your first Lily supper you've been, I'll be awfully surprised, 'cause we've had a wheen. They've all went real well, fae the word go, except for last year. Oh my, what a fiasco. 5:20 and no a cook to be seen, and cronies arriving with that look o' hunger in their een. I'm phoning Big Hughie and telling him they're late, and he's telling me, don't panic, Budgie, sit down, have a seat. At last they arrived, saying sorry in turn. They'd went on past the Lily and richt down the bun. They're saying, all's well, all will be fine. I had my doubts when I looked at the time. But the grub it was served without ony thought, until we discovered with nae pepper or salt. And I was just ready to kick up a din, and then they announced, we've only one spin. We finished our meal, well, what we could eat. There wasn't money said. Well, that was a treat. They brought in the coffee and the tea at the hilt. And then once again, with nae sugar or milk. By this time, Big Hugh and myself had enough. So into the kitchen, feeling angry and rough. Just get yourselves cared it and pack all your gear, 'cause you'll no be back at the Lily next year. Now, that was how that went. I mean, nae salt or pepper. Would to get the folk that was at the supper that stayed nearby to go home and bring their salt and pepper dishes. Only one spin, that was talking about a teaspoon, a soup spin, yin. They'd forgot to lift the box with the spins, so again, with to send the folk home for spins, I'll come in the house and get mine. And the same with the sugar and milk. Neighbours, could you give some milk and sugar till we get our tea and coffee? It was an absolute disaster. But when you think back, it's funny now, but I can guarantee you it wasn't funny at the time. No way. But I can laugh now and so can Hugh. So that was the tale of the Lily Burns Supper. Thanks, folks. Take care. Stay safe. Cheers.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Lydia. Lydia who? Lydia Teapot.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Isabel.
Isabel who?
Isabel Necessary on a bike.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Noah. Noah who? I know a guy if you need an ark.
Well, you've heard they've been photobombed when somebody just jumps into the picture. So these three comics, I think they joke bombed us by just jumping in with their one-liners. But now we get to test our wee brain cells, see how well they're working this Saturday morning with a quiz, and we thank Andy Gillis for making up this quiz for us. Again, you can have your pencil and paper handy. There are 10 questions, and the question will be said twice. You won't have that long, just a wee bit time to think about it, and then the answer will be given to you. A 10-question quiz on Scotland and Scottish things. Number 1. A Munro is a Scottish mountain above which height? A Munro is a Scottish mountain above which height? And the answer is above 3,000 feet. 3,000 feet. Question 2. Andy Murray, double Wimbledon singles champion, was born in which year? Andy Murray, double Wimbledon singles champion, was born in which year? The answer is 1987. Number 3. The author Robert Louis Stevenson was born in which city? The author Robert Louis Stevenson was born in which city? And the answer is Edinburgh. Number 4. Which canal connects the Scottish East Coast at Inverness with the West Coast at Corpach near Fort William? Which canal connects the Scottish East Coast at Inverness with the West Coast at Corpach near Fort William? And the answer is the Caledonian Canal. Number 5. The city of Perth in central Scotland is located on the banks of which river? The city of Perth in central Scotland is located on the banks of which river? Is the River Tay. Number 6. Where did President Eisenhower of the United States have a residence in Ayrshire? Where did the President Eisenhower of the United States have a residence in Ayrshire? The answer is Culzean Castle. Number 7. What type of fish is traditionally used in Cullen skink? What type of fish is traditionally used in Cullen skink? The answer is haddock or finnan haddie. Question 8. Translate this Scottish saying into English. Fit, fit, fits, fit, fit. Translate this Scottish saying into English. Fit, fit, fits, fit, fit. And the answer is which foot fits which foot, which foot fits which foot. It's easier to say in Scottish. Number 9. Nicola Sturgeon is the current First Minister of Scotland. But who's the Deputy First Minister? Nicola Sturgeon is the current First Minister of Scotland, but who is the Deputy First Minister? And the answer is John Swinney. And finally, number 10. The Scottish soap opera Take the High Road was set in which fictional village? The Scottish soap opera Take the High Road was set in which fictional village? And the answer is Glendarach. Now, after all that hard work, we're going to relax and look at some beautiful pictures taken by Morag Gordon, and then a poem and some more pictures from Lottie Hill. We're going to look at God's handiwork, all things bright and beautiful.
I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats in high o'er vale and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. Continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way, they stretch in never-ending line along the margin of the bay. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. The waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. A poet could not but be gay in such a colourful company. I gazed and gazed, but little thought what wealth to show me they had brought. For oft when on my couch I lie, in vacant or in pensive mood, they flash upon the inward eye, which bliss of solitude. And when my heart with pleasure fills, and dances with the daffodils.
Thanks to Morag for these lovely pictures, and to Lottie taking us back to our...
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Duncan.
Duncan who?
Duncan make the grass grow.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Spell who? W-H-O.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Armageddon.
Armageddon who?
Armageddon a little bored of this lockdown.
Well, up they popped again, these three. But thank you very much for lifting our spirits. We're now going to have a poem. It's funny how this lockdown and this crisis seems to have brought out the creative side of our nature. Lots of people are knitting and sewing. They're doing DIY that they've never done before. They're baking and cooking. And some people have found a wee poetic gene that they maybe hadn't noticed before. And we now have a poem that was written and recited by Mary Lindsay.
The Lockdown Poem by Mary Lindsay. March 2020 was the time that it started. Goodbye to our family and friends, we must be parted. Shops get shut and we all had to stay at home. 7 weeks later, we're still playing the game. Corona, they said, which we all thought was a drink. It's a virus that takes folk awa in a blink. We mock it bug that it is, it gives me the fear. Some folk get tested, but it still wasn't clear. Stay safe, they said, and don't go out the house. But what about the folk that want to let loose? It was a no, nae way, Sturgeon had said. Just stay in the house and go to your bed. The key workers, well, they didn't have a choice. Silent and content to get on with it without any voice. Nurses and doctors working so hard. Families that were left simply scarred. Nae cure, nae nothing, no even a drug. Scarred by the nastiness of this damn bug. We miss all our pals and especially our kin. Not allowed to visit, it was just a sin. Our grannies and papas locked inside, protected by shielding in villages with pride. Doorstop deliveries for the good old bakers. Looking after everyone, they became the caretakers. It won't be long till this wee bug goes away. Well, we'd certainly do hope and pray. So think about your life and all that you do, 'cause this is a lot for each of us to go through. Time to evaluate and no take things for granted. Life is a blessing now, I hope the seed is planted. Volunteer and help your community to grow, 'cause who knows what the future bestows. Nae more queues, nae more 2 metres away. This wee bug will eventually have to pay. Just believe that this will all end soon, and we can all finally say, cheerio to lockdown.
Thank you, Mary, for that very, very fine poem. Keep them coming. Times of tea in the hall is, of course, tea after the church service. Church service is from 11 to 12, and tea in the hall after that can sometimes last for an hour or 2 hours and more, as people sit and catch up with each other and sometimes share their problems and their sorrows with one another. But one Sunday, something a bit different happened. And we're going to hear about it in a church lady's tale. The village of Newcomnock, it has a parish church where many people come and go. They love it very much. On Sunday at 11, the congregation gather to joyfully worship Jesus and praise their Heavenly Father. Then round about the noontide hour, the faithful folk depart. Some to their homes they make their way, and others go in the back to sit at tables drinking tea or other hot beverages, munching biscuits, sometimes cake, and blethering for ages and ages. One Sunday not too long ago, an incident befell, and what transpired that Sabbath day I'm going now to tell. Fiona, of the Lawson clan, though formerly a Fleck, popped in to meet her mother, whom she never does neglect. Fiona's smile would light the sun. The table folk all love her, especially when she comes in tow with Devon, her charming wee daughter. The two breezed in, cheered up the place, caught up with folk, giggled and nattered, airily, cheerily joined in the crack, knowing blethering's what really matters. So time went by, they stayed a while, passing the time as you do. Then Fiona and Devon got up and set off for a quite routine trip to the loo. Yes, a quite routine trip to the ladies' toilette, They had both been there oft times before, but on this occasion the pair were fair shocked when they couldn't get back out the door. Jammed, stuck, unmoving, the lock proved to be, despite all Fiona's attempts to pull, push, hit, squiggle the unyielding lock. But nothing would let them go free. Fiona's thoughts raced, but 'twas Devon spoke up. "Mummy, tell me, what is your plan B?" Poor Mummy, she did hesitate to divulge that she hadn't even got a plan A. But fear not, my friends, our Fiona's no daft. She remembers the folk in the hall. "I'll get on my mobile," she thinks with a smile, "and they'll come when I give them a call." And she does, but they don't. For they've gone awa' hame or their mobiles at Do Not Disturb. Our brave mum panics not, but widens the search to find somebody to unlock the snib. At last her friend Helen, who's no at the church, gets the message to her mother who is, and Superman Alec, screwdriver in hand, unlocks the loo door in a whiz. Devon's delighted, Fiona's fair pleased, and breathes a huge sigh of relief. And they both exude thanks to all those who helped, especially Alec, lockbuster in chief. But wait, there's a part of this tale that's untold. Yes, a part that is all too uncanny. It concerns not the two who were stuck in the loo. Our focus, it now turns to Granny. Aye, Margaret a Fleck, Granny extraordinaire, doting Granny, at least you'd have thought. Yet for her nearest and dearest, in their time of need, she sat there and didna dae ocht. A few 20 minutes the pair they were trapped, 20 minutes the pair woman there. But Granny a Fleck, six blethering awa', aye, sits there and ne'er turns a hair. But maybe our Margaret will gie her dues. She sits there without saying a word, for she kens that her family, wherever they are watched over by the good Lord. Aye, the good Lord, as we often say, in our time of need is only a prayer away. Words to be trusted, words that are true, but still, best take your mobile to New Cumnock Church Loo. Last week, Bobby gave us some history and some poetry about that beautiful hill, Corson Con. And now we have some history of New Cumnock stretching a way back. And we hand over now to Bobby.
Hello, Bobby Guthrie here, visiting from my home in sunny Barrhead. There are many place names in the parish of New Cumnock that appear to be associated with early Christian sites. Today I would like to consider 3 of them. We begin with Delegals, or is it a case of you say Delegals, I say Delegals? The name Delegals comprises 2 elements. The prefix Dal is common in New Cumnock, Delegals, Dalhanna, Daljig, Dalricket. The element may be of Welsh, Dal, or Gaelic Dal origin, both referring to a meadow near a river. Delegals Home, next to Delegals Burn, is a good example. Indeed, it also contains the Scots word home for meadow, an example of place name tautology. The second element, Eagles, is not the feathered variety, but has its roots in Latin ecclesia, church. Here again it may be Welsh Eglus or Gaelic Eglis. Delegals is the meadowland of the church. Sadly, no traces of the church remain other than the place name. On to another Dal name, this time the lands of Dohana and the banks of the Afton Water, with Dohana Farm and the ruins of Wee Dohana nearby. In the photo you can see Dohana Farm and the path to Dohana Brig over the Afton Water, and Dohana Home, the meadow next to the Afton, and in the distance Ashmark. The Dal here is clearly the same as before, meadowland near a river. Looking at early names of Dohana, Dohane 1555, this appears to contain the Gaelic element Hanad, which refers to a patron saint or a founder's church, or a church which contains the relics of the founder. Since that's Gaelic, then the Dal will be Gaelic, and Dohana is Gaelic for meadowland of the founder's church. However, the jury is still out as to whether or not Dohana is a genuine Hannic name. In its defence, though, we can consider the criteria that make up an Annet, which typically are traces of an ancient chapel or cemetery or both, and adjoins a clear stream. If you look at this map here, the red dot shows the site of Bicany Cairn, an ancient cemetery, ending with the name Hanny, no coincidence there. The yellow dot is an approximate location of Chapel Now in Dohana Home, which is referred to in the local records frequently. And of course the blue dot is the clear stream, the Afton Water. So perhaps we can favour and err on the side of Dohana as being a Hannic name after all. First glance, there's no suggestion that the name Bank is an early Christian settlement. The photograph here shows the old Bank Iron Church on the left, which was replaced with the later stone church shown on the right. On this old map from 1654, if you look at the yellow dot, you can see the name Bride's Bank, and indeed going further back into the Sassine records of 1633, we find the Gemmels of St Bride's Bank. So through time, it's been St Bride's Bank, dropped the Saint to Bride's Bank, and then to the simple name Bank, which has spawned other names like Bankglen and Craigbank. St Bride was a celebrated Irish saint, Brigid of Kildare, and there are dedications to her throughout Scotland, with names such as Kilbride and Kirkbride. Closer to home there is a St Bride's Well in the parish of Coylton and St Bride's Church at Sanquhar. There was possibly a shrine dedicated to St Bridget in the Bank. Indeed, the name St Bride's Bank resulted in one place name scholar suggesting that the name Cumnock is from Gaelic Cumanog, meaning little shrine. Thank you again for letting me share some of New Cumnock's past with you. Enjoy your tea and please stay safe.
When I was at the school, history and geography were one of my worst and least favourite subjects, but I have to say that if somebody like Bobby Guthrie had been my teacher, I would have been absolutely fascinated by them, as I am whenever he starts to tell about the history and geography of New Cumnock, as I'm sure we all are. So thank you again, Bobby, for some beautiful pictures, but also some amazingly interesting facts. And now we hear from Rachel again, a very poignant and meaningful song called Broken Road. And now Rachel is going to sing for us again, Broken Road.
This is a lovely wee song called Bless the Broken Road. I set out on a narrow way many years ago, hoping I would find true love along the broken road. But I got lost a time or two, like northern stars, pointing me on my way into your loving arms. This much I know is true, that God bless the broken road that led me straight to you. Think about the years I spent just passing through. Like to have the time I lost and give it back to you. You just smile and take my hand. You've been here, you understand. It's all part of a grander plan that is coming true. For every long lost dream led me to where you are. Others who broke my heart, they were like northern stars, pointing me on my way into your loving arms. This much I know it's true, that God bless the broken road that led me straight to you. Now I'm just rolling home into your loving arms. This much I know is true, that God bless the broken road that led me straight to you. God bless the broken road that led me straight to you.
Thank you, Rachel. A well-chosen, thoughtful song, well sung. And we meet again this week with a fellow minister friend of mine, the Reverend I.M. Jolie. Hello. I'm happy to be here. It gives me the greatest delightficationality to be with you. My name's the Reverend I.M. Jolie. Middle name is for M as in James Bond, because I was really good at I Spy when I was wee. And my last name, Jolie, is the French for jolly. At least I think it is. And if it's not, it's pretty close. That's me, the Reverend I.M. Jolie. But my friends call me Angelina. I had a few comments from last week, and I was very surprised that people thought I didn't smile. I am smiling. I know that, because I know what smiling is. Every Sunday I sit and I watch all the choir members, and they are singing the most beautiful, uplifting songs about joy and wonder and praise. And how I am speaking is how they are singing. Give me joy in my heart, keep me praising. Give me joy in my heart, I pray. Give me joy in my heart, keep me praising. Keep me praising till the break of day. That's how they sing it, with a smile on their face. Although I have heard the organist try to encourage them to actually lift up the corners of their lips just a wee bit more. In fact, she tried to get them to remember to smile by rewriting the words of a famous song. If you're happy and you know it, tell your face. So here we are. And I have to say that the response to what I said about hairdressers last week has been overwhelming. 2 broken windows and graffiti o'er my garage. Somebody did genuinely ask for the contact details of Hairdressers Anonymous. Their telephone number, unsurprisingly, is Grecian 2000. And if your particular hair problem isn't colouring, then don't worry, your inquiry will be redirected. Or if you're really lucky, you'll be put on hold, which will save you a fortune on hairspray. But friends, yes, the need is great, and we're going to further encourage the people who cannot face life without a hairdresser, raising their morale with a song. Now, I must warn you that the next item contains pictures of actual hairdressers. So if you think that might be more than you can cope with at this moment in time, you should look away now.
We'll meet again at the shop of your wee button bin. Yes, I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Your roots shining through just like they always do, till the clear drives the grey hairs far away. And please don't cut it yourself, for we might as well throw our scissors away. Let your sweet tresses grow, tie them up in a bow, and we'll chop them off someday. No more split ends to drive you round the bend. No more unpenned locks, dandruff, no frizz, no way. But for now, just you sit and think of your head in the sink, of the smell of a pear. Buried under the dry, your scalp nearly on fire, it's dead in a hand. Dream of colours coming in and coming out once again. Are the straighteners working magic on your curls? Then finally, in both mirrors you'll see the most perfect look and hairdo in the world. We'll meet again at the shop of your wee button bin, but that familiar hair will grow on its own way. We'll meet again at the shop of your wee button bin, and from then on there'll be no more bad hair days.
Thank you, ladies, for being jolly good sports, jolly good fellows, and jolly good hairdressers. And I hope you've got your bodyguards booked for when the lockdown's over, because they'll be battering at your door trying to get in. Good night, my friends. Good night. God bless.
To tea in the hall, come one and come all, from Saturdays at 9. There's no bacon rolls, no scones, no snowballs, and nothing to drink at all. But we will share friendship and fellowship, fun quizzes, some stories, some talk. So mak your ain tea and a biscuit all day. Please join us for tea in the hall. All the doors are shut, the church all locked up. There's nothing going on in the hall. But just the same, we'll praise God's name. He doesn't change at all. So we'll meet next time in your house and mine to answer to the call. Bring your in cup and come and sup